Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
It was a vibe. It's a vibe. I was like, wait, the music went off. Hold up. How you doing?
All
I
right, yourself?
am well. I am well. I am well. It's a little gloomy out there today, but
Here
whatever.
too.
Is
It's
it? Is
supposed
it?
to rain. Yeah.
It's been raining off and on the last few days that I've been back, and my husband said it's been raining crazy for the past week and a half. Like every day, there's some rain. So it's been crazy. It's been crazy, but otherwise good. Otherwise good. Everything's good over there in your neck of the woods.
Yes,
Trash good.
ma'am.
Trash going out and
Yes.
moving on, and
Yes.
streets cleaned, and all of the good things that happens with sanitation.
Oh my gosh. So the first pickup was this Tuesday.
Okay.
So when I went out there Monday, because I had set a trash in a can, plastic container, and set it outside.
Okay.
And with all of the heat and the
Oh.
rain, what because I was like, I can't set it out like that. So I had to drain the bag, and it was just unsightly. But I got it done.
Look at you. Be like this extra stuff that we gotta do, you
Mhm.
know? It be the little things like,
Yes.
not quite. And because we are so prone to pay attention to the details, that little stuff bothers us.
Hmm.
It doesn't just come through in our professional life. It comes through in our personal life as well.
Yes.
Like, how you pay attention to that? You ain't see that?
Exactly.
It's crazy. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's funny. That is tickle me for the morning. All right, all right. Well, today we got a doozy. Let me just say, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. I feel like I need to give a disclaimer of some sort.
'Cause
But it is what it is.
people get funny over money. I don't know why.
Oh, don't they? Don't they? But yeah, it is what it is. But we gonna talk about it. That's my job, is to bring you the information so that we can talk about it, right? So you were up on game. We're gonna put you up on game today. I feel Aretha Franklin and Fantasia in my spirit. Put you up on game. That's what we're gonna do today. All right.
Hmm.
Well, welcome to our Saturday morning tea. Here we brew up the hottest topics in healthcare. We discuss health information, news, education, certification tips, how we are so focused on the details, both professionally and personally, but also entrepreneurship and the revenue cycle at large. And as you come in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up or like button. I'm Clarice Warner. I'm the girl with the pearls, the founder and senior education director of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, where coding education is key. And PRN is a healthcare compliance consultancy located in Cincinnati, Ohio, that specializes in revenue cycle and regulatory compliance in education. And let me ask, do you know what it takes to be a certified, marketable medical coder? Do you know? Well, before I introduce my co host, even though we've been chatting away, let me share with you information on a free email course on the 5 steps to become a certified, marketable medical coder. Are you interested in medical coding, but not sure where to start and scared of wasting time and resources? Let me help you with the right steps to become a certified, marketable medical coder. Learn more at bit.ly/5stepscoder. Hey,
Before
hey.
I go into my introduction, you after this uh Saturday morning tea, you might have to add another adjective to it'll be certified, marketable, and properly compensated medical coder.
Well, oh, well. All right. Um, so if you're interested and getting more information about the 5 steps to become a certified, marketable, and possibly properly compensated medical coder, check the video description for the link. So, joining me today is my partner in success, my co host, Mr. Jesse, the registered trademark. Put some respect on his name, the coding nurse. Sir, introduce yourself and tell the folks all about you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesse. I live in Philadelphia. I have been in healthcare for a very long time. In 2014, I left the bedside and started in risk adjustment. During the pandemic in 2020, I created a company, the Coding Nurse LLC, where I help nurses and other people in healthcare with a clinical background transition into the wonderful world of HIM.
hmm And how is it? How's that wonderful world?
It's coming along, but it's lately it's been a little aggravating.
Mm, all right. Ebbs and flows,
Yes,
love and hate. I feel
yes.
like dude with the I can't think of his name, but on Do the Right Thing, he had the love ring and the hate ring.
Oh yeah.
Some days you be in love, some days you be like, you know what? Miss me with all of it. All right, all right. Well, before we jump in, let me remind you that you can join in and add to the conversation. We welcome that. So don't be shy. Your opinion matters and it's always welcomed here because you may want to talk today. Anyway, friends, please use the chat. If you have a question, just put Q first so that we know it's a question for us and we don't miss it. You know, we are putting that out there in the atmosphere. We're going to keep putting it out there in the atmosphere. So, for those who are joining us or watching the replay, today we are talking AAPC versus AHIMA, why your salary depends on this. but first, let's jump into our church announcements here. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, 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 hey. All right, all right, all right. Okay. I'm like, where is the button? Okay. Get on the right screen, girl. All right, all right. So, let's see. My first church announcement involves the proposed rule for the physician fee schedule. It dropped on the 14th. I remember reading somewhere that they were no longer, and maybe, you know, one thing gets mentioned and then it goes away. It's rescinded or whatever. So maybe it went away. But anyway, I remember reading about that they were going to do away with the comment periods. But here we do have a 60-day comment period for calendar year 2026 physician fee schedule proposed rule. It is the CMS-1832P. And every time you see the P, so you have to be careful when you're looking at those rules, if it's the proposed or if it's the final. If it's proposed, it has a P after the number, and if it's the final, it has an F. But anyway, the comment period ends on September 12th, 2025. So if you want to, or those you work with want to make comments on what's happening with this proposed rule, feel free to do so. Couple things that I saw on this rule. The theme, I guess, is to significantly cut spending, waste, enhance quality measures, and improve chronic disease management for people with Medicare. So CMS dropped their press release related to the rule or the proposed rule, and also drop some fact sheets on not only the physician fee schedule proposed rule, but they dropped one on the quality payment program, the Medicare shared savings program, and this new model that they came out with, the ambulatory specialty model. So there's information um, on all of those things. All right, let's see what I want to tell y'all about this. With our new administration and um, the new leadership under Dr. Oz, they are looking for this rule to modernize CMS's payment systems, eliminate perverse incentives, and harness better data to improve care for patients with chronic disease while protecting the future of hometown doctors. That was a quote from HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So, what they're trying to do, they want to make it easier for seniors to access preventive services, incentivizing healthcare providers to deliver real results, and cracking down on abuse that drives up costs. This is how we protect Medicare for the next generation while helping Americans live longer, healthier lives. So they're going to reduce the proposed rule is to reduce Medicare spending waste for skin substitutes. There's a lot of talk around skin substitutes lately. At least I've been seeing that. And the payments, right now, when they treat skin substitutes as biologicals, it can reach as high as $2,000 per square inch. And so they're proposing to pay for skin substitutes as incident to supplies. So a change expected to reduce spending on these products by nearly 90%. These proposed savings would not come at the expense of patient access or quality of care. If finalized, this could save billions for Medicare and taxpayers and incentivize the use of products with the most clinical evidence of success. They also want to shift the healthcare paradigm to prevention and wellness. They want to improve the care of chronic diseases by reducing burdens associated with the integration of behavioral health treatment into advanced primary care management. Additionally, CMS is proposing to make Americans healthier by removing 10 quality measures that did not directly improve patient health outcomes and adding 5 new outcome measures that focus on the prevention of chronic diseases, including pre-screening for diabetes. Let's see. If the proposed rules is finalized, a change to the Medicare diabetes prevention program will allow more people with Medicare to access coaching, peer support, and practical training in dietary change, physical activity, and behavioral change strategies to delay or prevent the onset of type 2 diabetes for people with prediabetes at no cost to the beneficiary. They are also looking for, or also issued a request for information to gather recommendations on improving wellness, prevention, and chronic disease management. This includes input on nutrition, counseling, and physical activity. The new model that I talked about earlier, the ambulatory specialty model, they're proposing that, and it's a mandatory payment model focused on specialty care for beneficiaries with heart failure and low back pain, significant areas of Medicare spending. The model aims to enhance the quality of care and reduce low-value care by improving upstream chronic disease management. Participants will be held accountable for their performance, generating savings. And so if this is finalized, the model will begin in January 2027, and run for 5 performance years through December 2031. Yeah, that's about it. That's enough. If you want to find out more on what quality measures that they are taking away and what quality measures they are adding, a lot of them center around some of the current administration's directives. You can check out the actual proposed rule fact sheet on CMS website. Yeah. Mr. Jesse, do you have any church announcements?
The only church announcement I have is I am planning to start a new ICD-10 CM class on Wednesday, August 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information, visit thecodingnurse.com.
Well, you better get it. I love it. Yes. The Coding Nurse, new ICD-10. All right. And so for my final announcement, yay!
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday!
Thank
I gotta
you.
I gotta update it because I love the shingles, so I gotta put the shingles ones in there. You got big
Thank
plans?
you.
You're welcome. You got big
Actually,
plans?
no.
You like no. Don't treat it like another day. It's a day to celebrate. Celebrate in some kind of way. Small, large, whatever. Celebrate you in some kind of way. Okay?
Definitely.
All right. Yay. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let me see. Stop that. Stop scrolling. All right. I think we back in business. All right. Check what's happening. All right. Well, let the tea spilling begin. Again, welcome back to the Saturday Morning Tea. I'm Clarice Warner, the girl with the pearls, with my partner in success, the Coding Nurse. And I hope you got your favorite tea brewing because, let me ask, are you tired of hearing, quote, just get certified, end quote? When what you really need is a real strategy for earning what you're worth. And that's the important part, earning what you are worth. Not that other person, not whoever, not you, individual. It's an individualized sport. So again, let's have some real talk. So first of all, let me also call this the AAPC versus AHIMA salary reality check. And why your credential is just the beginning. So I pulled all of this information together because I saw the AAPC's salary survey information come out in a newsletter or something that I got this week. And so I'm like, I look, some of the stuff would be like, okay. And then I was like, let me do a comparison here. Let's take a look and see what's really happening in these streets. So So again, I wanted to have a real conversation about something I see that causes confusion in our industry every single day. So I've been deep diving and looked into both the AAPCs and their more recent 2025 salary data, and then the most recent comprehensive report that I found is a little dated, but it provided the information that I needed. And if you compare it apples to apples year to year, it actually would increase. So yeah, but we're gonna talk about 'em. And then the patterns that I'm seeing tell a story, I think that every healthcare professional needs to hear because it's about you, your value, your worth, and what you come to the table with. Good morning, Tanika. She said I just came in right on time. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm working, but I'm here. All right, ma'am. All right. So let's talk about the tale of the two organizations. So when we look at these numbers side by side, again, some some trends do pop out. Again, it's the data. So AAPC's 2025 data shows their CPC credential averaging, and again, these are averages, $64,495 annually, while AHIMA's CCS professionals, and again, they're not apple to apple because they are actually two different veins that you're walking in. One is strictly inpatient, one is primarily physician and outpatient. So be clear on that. The inpatient folks was taking all the money once upon a time. They were earning 79,000 at an average 79,060 dollars back in 2019. Now, even accounting for inflation and time differences, we're seeing a significant gap that speaks to something much deeper than just different alphabet soup after your name. Partly because they're in two different fields, pieces of the field, inpatient and outpatient, which is very important when you're deciding to come on over here in this world. You kind of need to know what you want to do, right? And Mr. Jesse, you jump in whenever, however. Um, that's important because that can make or break your bag, right?
Absolutely.
So AHIMA's data shows that professionals with CCS credentials earned an average of $79,060 per year, while CCSP holders earned $77,790. And CCSP is kind of more what AHIMA's answer to the CPC, if you will, because it deals with physician. But there's still a gap there. I mean, there's, a substantial gap if you look at that. Um, so again, compared to AAPC's current figures showing similar outpatient-focused credentials in the 60 to 70,000 range. But here's where it gets really interesting. AHIMA professionals holding RHIA credentials averaged $91,450, while those with specialty certifications like CHPS reach over $100,000 annually. Um, One thing kind of jumped out, and this is where I need you to get real about something the industry really doesn't always talk about openly. We've talked about it a little bit, and we come from different areas when we talk about this, but stay with me. Stay with me. um, Sometimes it's what you know. Sometimes it just comes down to what you know in some cases. So, AHIMA's RHIA credential requires completion of a baccalaureate level health information management program, while the RHIT requires an associate degree from a KHIM accredited program. Now, These aren't just weekend boot camps or online certificate programs. They're comprehensive educational experiences that build a foundation of knowledge that goes far beyond passing a single exam. Again, this is just for the RHIA and the RHIT. Meanwhile, many AAPC credentials can be obtained through shorter training programs. Now, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying they serve different purposes and prepare you for different career trajectories. Now, it could all be so simple if more people understood this fundamental difference before choosing their path. Again, you have to know what it is that you want to do. You got to know what you want to be when you grow up at some point before jumping over here. Um, and that will help kind of direct you on the appropriate path. Mr. Jesse, did you want to jump in?
Not yet.
Okay. So here's the thing. The other thing. Here's what really, really matters. Um, and why skills trump credentials every single time. And what I see making the difference between students who plateau at $45,000 a year and those who soar past $90,000 a year is it's not about what letters you have after your name. It's about what you can do with the knowledge those credentials represent. So you got to show somebody what you can do, what you bring to the table. Just because you flash an alphabet soup behind your name does not necessarily mean you're coming to the table with the skill to be able to do what is necessary for that particular organization. Right?
Especially in this industry.
Yes. um, AHIMA's data show that professionals with multiple credentials see dramatic salary increases. Those with four or more credentials average about 113,950 annually compared to 66,320 for those with no credentials. And yes, people are still out here playing with the church's money with no credentials, but that's a whole other conversation. But notice something crucial here. It's not just about collecting credentials. Be clear about that. Each additional credential represents expanded competencies and the ability to contribute more value to, yeah, to your organization, but to you, to make you more marketable. So there's a strategy. And I think I know we talked about this when we were on Dr. Jasmine's podcast, because that program was all about your credentials. There's a strategy behind it. There's so much more than just, they giving this, let me go get this. But you have people who do that. I need to have every credential that this particular organization does because 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 why? Are you working in all of those areas? Are you proficient in all of those areas? Or do you just like taking tests and good at taking tests and just want to have all of that behind your name? I don't know. I don't know. But you have people who actually do that. So again, it's the skills that actually matter. So when AHIMA surveyed professionals about what they believe influences promotion most, 59% cited professional experience, 40% said education level, and only 31% mentioned certification level. So let me break that down for you. Professional experience means you can navigate complex coding scenarios, understand the revenue cycle implications of your decisions, because you're at a level where you are supposed to be making these decisions about the documentation before you and what it is you need to code. And troubleshoot problems in real time. You're the decision maker here. Can you do that? You know how to read between the lines of physician documentation. As soon as I saw this, I thought about that case with the one lady and the physician who were going back and forth, and she was saying it was overcoded, and clearly all the information was there. It just wasn't bundled in a nice, pretty package and bold that she's used to seeing outlined, here, there, and everywhere. He had all of the pertinent documentation related to what he evaluated, what he assessed. All of the things were there. It just wasn't in a manner in which she was used to seeing it. So she was down coding, and we were like, "It's there." um, so yeah, you have to be able to read the lines of physician documentation and understand, or read between the lines of physician documentation and understand the clinical context of what you're coding. Period. Education level means you have a foundational understanding of healthcare systems, legal and ethical requirements, data quality principles, and the business of healthcare. You're not just a code lookup technician, you're a healthcare information professional who understands how your work fits into the bigger picture. And honestly, it could all be so simple if we focused on building these competencies first, then pursuing credentials that validate what we already know. So the oh, ding, let me stop. So let's take a look at a real career growth strategy. So look at all these salary progressions carefully. AHIMA shows professionals earning roughly $44,530 dollars in their first year. Again, remember, this is across all different states across the country, growing to 83,390 with years, decades of experience. But that growth isn't automatic. And again, that growth spectrum scale happened in 2019. It's tied to continuous skill development and taking an increasing level of response and taking on increasing level of responsibility. And I think that's what I want to drive home today is skill development. You we all know what's coming down the pipe, right? We all know the AI conversations. We all know the offshoring conversations. We all know a lot of these organizations are doing everything that they can possibly do to better their bottom line. Um, and looking at all areas in the facilities and systems to determine, what could be cut here, what can be shifted there, all of the things. So you have to make sure that you are developing your skill and that you're irreplaceable. I mean, everybody is irreplaceable. Let's not make that pie in the sky complete judgment. However, you come into the table where they gotta be like, well, she really does have this, that, and that, and she really does do this, that, and the other, and she really can contribute to da 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 da, and she does, versus, oh, they just put stuff in from the EHR and the encoder and the what are they providing? Are they helpful in other, so you have to really build up your skills. Mr. Jesse, you want to say anything? Still not yet?
It's just no, this is a very, very meaty conversation. It's a lot of layers. This is really a deep topic because I just think there's so many people, and I'm just because as you were talking, I'm just thinking about all of the conversations I have. People have no idea what they want to do.
Uh-uh.
And when you don't have a clue, you're all over the place.
Mhm.
And you cannot be all over the place in this industry, especially now. Like you have to, I'm not saying that you can't change your mind. I have pivoted a couple times, but you have to start from somewhere. You have to have a clear view of what it is you want to do. Like that whole do you want to work inpatient or outpatient? Most people don't even know what that means. They don't know the difference. And
And that's
honestly,
the most simple decision of them all. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
and they also don't and it's of all of the pathways, it is the most difficult to go straight inpatient. Most people I know that have myself included, that has gone inpatient. They were outpatient first and then transitioned into inpatient because there are far more outpatient jobs in HIM than there are inpatient. That's number one. Then number two is because of the money difference, there is a huge gate you have to get through to even get in. And that's a whole nother conversation. Speaking about skills and all that, because there's no other way to get inpatient skills except for working inpatient. So it's just it, it's a lot, and I think that we don't, as an industry, I don't think that they do enough to really help people. Especially you have people who are doing these asynchronous, like self-paced, independent study programs. Like they really have no clue, and they need the most direction about what it is. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is it that you want to accomplish? And it can't be, I want to work from home.
And that's typically and usually what they say. I just want to work from home. I just want to do whatever that is that I can do that allows me to be at home every day.
There's a
Really?
lot of things you can do from home,
It's a
especially
lot.
nowadays.
It is. You can get on your computer every day and say, "Hi, how you doing? Get ready with me. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Shop with me." It's a whole bunch of stuff you can do at home. Don't play over here in our world. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. The AAPC data shows similar patterns, with their highest earners being actually AAPC approved instructors at
Uh-oh.
$90,731. Notice what that role requires. According to AAPC, not just coding expertise, but the ability to teach, mentor, and develop others. And that is to a skill set that goes far beyond passing an exam. Again, not everybody, not everybody could do it. It is a skill set. Um, yeah. So the hard truth about credential meals versus true education. Now, I know right here is where I'm gonna, or I might ruffle some feathers. I apologize in advance, but it needs to be said. Not all training programs are created equal. You just alluded to that. I see students coming out of 12-week coding boot camps
Uh-huh.
expecting to command the same salaries as
Uh-huh.
professionals who've been in this industry and field for years, and
Uh-huh.
or people who have completed 2 4-year degree programs. And that's just not how this market works at all. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some coding boot camp type of situations. My daughter says it all the time. Situations that that prepare you specifically for passing the certification exam. And to me, that's what they're for. They're for giving you the information and knowledge, most of them should
Well,
be, to pass that certification exam. Some will provide the additional leveling of skills. Some do. Some give you the for real nitty-gritty of why you are doing what it is that you're doing. Some do. The majority do not.
I just want to jump in because I don't think that there's enough conversation about the background of boot camps. Boot camps were created at a time when people had jobs, but they didn't have certification.
Correct.
They had the experience. They were doing the job, but they did not have the credential. Boot
Correct.
camps were for those people to ramp them up so they could sit for the exam,
And that's
not to
important. Thank you for bringing
right,
that to our attention. That is important.
not to teach them, but to prepare them for the exam.
Correct.
These people are using boot camps to learn, and that's not how it
What they're
goes.
supposed to do. They're supposed to be there just for preparation. You are absolutely correct. And thank you for bringing that historical context to the conversation. Because you're absolutely correct. That's what they were for. Um so much so I can say I was technically hired by an organization to do just that. They had outpatient and professional coders working in their revenue cycle. And this is when the shift to the importance of certification came into play, specifically for coding. And so they weren't looking to get rid of the people they had. They wanted to upskill them. And so they had them sit through my course to become certified. These people have been coders for years. They have been doing the same job for years. Some of them had attempted to pass the certification exam, but could not. And so it was like, well, what can we do? Let's help. The organization felt it was their responsibility to help their employees be successful, because nobody was looking to job hop at that point. They all wanted to, but they wanted to keep their job. They wanted to do what it was necessary, because at some point they did put in, you had to be certified to do these jobs. Otherwise, you were going to be demoted in your position. And nobody wanted that. So they wanted to give them whatever tools that they needed to be successful. And I was hired to do that for them. And I did a great job with a lot of them to get them certified on the first try, because we primarily was pushing them into AAPC's CPC. At the time, you had to get a CPC before you could get any other credential with AAPC. Yeah, I'm dating myself. That was way back in the day. But you are absolutely correct that primarily that's what the boot camps were for. And they've kind of morphed into something else, which they were never intended to do at all.
And our industry is to blame,
It is.
because they basically pimped it out.
It
And
is.
instead of, because that's why now we have entire parts of the revenue cycle that totally want to divorce themselves from coding, and have relegated. I was watching something, and they called coding and billing administrative tasks.
Ooh. Well, the
Okay.
AAPC got a term too. I saw, what do they call, medical record specialist or something they
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
I'm like, well, what is that? If that ain't a
Exactly.
throwback to the nobody, we're professionals over here. We're not that. No, sir. And they were lumping like everything in the revenue cycle. I was like, y'all need to tap y'all marketing people or somebody, because no ma'am and no sir. It's not that.
That's somebody who needs to watch the Saturday morning tea and realize that it's
Hey,
levels.
you better tell them. Hey. So, let's see. Research shows that healthcare employers are looking for professionals with skills in data analytics, informatics, and clinical documentation improvement, areas that require deep educational foundations. Again, in the description of the video, I have the references. There was an actual research paper done assessing the information, and I put the research paper there so you can see that information. And these are skills that you just can't pick up in a weekend workshop at all. Not at all. Don't even try. They taking your money at that point. And sometimes you got to realize, I just gave a whole bunch of money away because I got nothing. I got nothing. But you got to be proactive and do the research about, well, again, first of all, you got to know what it is you want to do. Let's start there. We've said it so many. It could be also, it all can be so simple if you know what it is that you want to do. And you can hold on to your coins. You're not throwing coins away because you know the path that you're trying to go. But anyway, building skills that command higher salaries. So if you want to move from the lower end of these salary ranges to the higher end, focus on developing the following competencies: clinical knowledge, understand anatomy, physiology, and disease processes. When you can read a medical record and truly understand the clinical picture, your coding accuracy improves dramatically. Technology proficiency. IT and infrastructure professionals in healthcare average $98,000 a year. Learn the EHR systems, data analytic tools, and coding software beyond just the basics. Have a business acumen. Understand how coding impacts revenue, compliance, and quality metrics, and be able to articulate the financial impact of your recommendations. That's knowing the why and telling people why you did what you did based on the documentation that you had presented before you. That's all about the why. Communication skills, whether you're training new staff, presenting to leadership, or collaborating with physicians, communication skills separate the technicians from the professionals. Again, it could all be so simple if we approached skill building with the same intensity we put into credential chasing. Hmm? Hmm. Mr. Jesse?
Well, you have people who are under the impression, and it's really sad that HIM is like that, but there are a lot of people under the impression that I'm going to, pass my exam on Saturday, and by Tuesday I'm going to have 17 job offers.
And by in a month or two, I'm gonna be making $1 million annually.
Yes. And it really is a shame that HIM is like that, because I mean, in every other profession I've ever been in, once you get certified or licensed, you're in. Like, you can just they beating your door down. But HIM is not like that.
Nope.
And people don't understand that certification in HIM is just the price of admission. Like, it's only the beginning. Like, that's not the destination. That's the point of entry. Then once you get in there, then you have to, perfect your interview skills. You have to have, a professional resume. You have to know how to sell yourself and your skill.
Absolutely. AHIMA specialty certifications like the CDIP averaged $93,770 annually, showing that specialized knowledge commands premium salaries. But here's the key. These specializations require ongoing education, not just passing an initial exam. The healthcare industry evolves constantly. New technologies, changing regulations, updated coding guidelines. Your education can't stop when you get your first credential. You would be foolish to think that. The professionals earning the highest salaries are those who treat learning as a lifelong commitment. And that is what this profession is. You are constantly learning something new, almost daily. You're like, oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, I never saw that. And then sometimes we fall into the rabbit hole, and then we start digging deeper and deeper to find out, well, where did this come from? And, hours are gone. But it is a lifelong commitment to learning, being a health information professional.
Or also, you have excludes ones that have been in place for years. All of a sudden, now they're excludes too, and that totally changes the game, and you have to unlearn.
Well, that's even when we shifted from ICD 9 to ICD 10, ICD 11. All of those things are reframing, relearning a different way to do what you're used to doing. We were all about the numerical codes. Then we turned into alphanumeric codes. Now we're about to do some other things with the codes. So you have to be committed and intentional about your learning in this field. You will be. Everybody kept saying. I heard a lot of people say, and it actually happened. A lot of people did. Oh, when this shift happens from ICD 9 to ICD 10, I'm out. I'm retiring. I'm done. I don't want to learn that. It's too much. I can't do it. Da 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 da. Okay. All right. But you have to know that those major things happen, but even smaller things happen. Guidelines change every year. And I've learned recently that some codes and guidelines change quarterly. So, no. You got to be on P's and Q's. So my challenge to you is to stop thinking about credentials as the finish line and start seeing them as the starting blocks. So whether you're pursuing AAPC or AHIMA credentials or both, remember that the real value isn't in the letters after your name. It's in the knowledge, skills, and expertise those letters represent that you should be bringing to the table. So ask yourself, and this you ain't got to share it with us. You share it with you. Can you explain the clinical rationale behind your coding decisions? Do you understand the revenue cycle implications of your work? Can you identify opportunities for process improvement? Can you mentor and train others? These are the skills that separate the $40,000 annually coders from the 90 plus healthcare information professionals. How about that? The data doesn't lie. Education, experience, and continuous skill development are what drive salary growth in our industry. Your credential is your passport, but your skills and knowledge are what determine how far you will travel and all the places you will go. I'm a witness. We are witnesses. Oh, the
Mhm.
places that you will go. It could all be so simple if we just focused on what actually matters, becoming so skilled and knowledgeable and marketable that employers can't imagine their organization without you. So, your next steps. Again, I didn't share this data to discourage you, not at all. I shared it to empower you with the truth because when you know better, you should do better. So, here's what I want you to do today and throughout the course of next week. Assess where you are honestly. Are you a credential collector or a skill builder? There's no shame in either answer, just clarity about your next move. Choose your education path strategically. If you're just starting out, consider whether a comprehensive educational program might serve your long term goals better than a quick certification track. Again, that's totally up to where it is that you're trying to your end goal. Identify your skill gaps. Look at those higher paying positions and ask yourself, what do I need to learn to qualify for those roles? Create a learning plan, whether it's anatomy, healthcare law, data analytics, or even some of those soft skills, leadership skills. Map out your next 12 to 24 months of skill development. Connect with mentors, find professionals earning the salaries you want, and learn from their career paths. Hmm. All right. I want to hear from y'all. Drop a
And
comment. Go ahead.
I think that that's another thing, mentors, because you have a lot of people that are in this industry that are in HIM, but I think they make horrible mentors because they don't tell people, they don't give people the real. I don't know what they on, but because I've seen some posts, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, no.
So, what credential are you pursuing or considering? And what's your target salary in 2 to 3 years? And lastly, what skill do you think is holding you back right now? Put that in the chat. Let us know. Let's talk about it. Um, Again, let's build a community where we lift each other up with real strategies, not false promises. Your career transformation starts with a single decision. First of all, inpatient, outpatient, but to invest in yourself beyond just passing an exam. If you're ready to stop playing small with your potential, hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who needs to hear the truth, and let's build the careers we actually deserve together. Mr. Jesse.
I actually um have another thought, but I'm really going to save that for the meeting after the meeting because
Uh
I'm
oh,
not I'm not
teaser.
giving I'm not giving that for free.
Oh, teaser.
Mhm.
He like, mm-mm. No, 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 no. All right, all right.
But the only thing I will say is that I think that the secret sauce in HIM currently is to have certifications with both organizations because they're different. Because there's some overlap, but there's really not a lot of overlap.
They're different. They're
So
different. And
it's
I encourage people to have a foot in both. I really do.
yes,
I really, really do. Because yeah. It's the in-laws, the cousins, it's different. It's different.
it is, and they serve very distinct purposes.
They do. Absolutely. All right. Well, join our community at Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC. We provide ongoing education, compliance updates, and practical strategies for navigating this complex environment. So you don't have to figure this one out alone. So if you are thirsty for fresh perspectives on the healthcare revenue cycle, well, become one of the PRNT sippers where you get all kind the non-free information, if you will, that Mr. Jesse referenced. You'll join a community of sharp minds who savor the complexities of the healthcare revenue cycle. So why sip alone when you can steep in knowledge together? Come on, let's spill the tea on industry insights. And here's what you can expect as a valued member of the PRNT Sippers. Exclusive healthcare insights. Gain access to in-depth articles, webinars, and resources covering the latest healthcare trends, compliance updates, and revenue cycle best practices. Early access. Be the first to receive expert insights and guides, ensuring you stay ahead in the ever-evolving healthcare industry. Personalized support. Enjoy direct access to our team of experts for guidance on medical coding, compliance issues, and revenue cycle management. We're here to answer your questions and support your professional growth. And then my personal favorite, the community connection. This is where the mentoring, mentee stuff happen right here. Join a private community of healthcare professionals where you can network, share experiences, and collaborate on finding solutions to common challenges. So by supporting us, you're not only advancing your healthcare knowledge and career, but contributing to the success of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, which is a resource that empowers healthcare professionals like you to thrive in their roles, goals, and dreams. It's how we show up every week. Thank you for considering becoming a member of the Tea Sippers. And for the cost of what? 2 cups of regular traditional tea a month, you can join the community. Check out the link in the description of the video, or you can go to bit.ly/the PRN Tea Sippers for more information. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to helping you, yes, you, excel in the world of health information and healthcare revenue cycle. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, for our Saturday morning tea family, we thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. I know your time is precious, and we don't take it lightly when you choose to spend it here. At least I don't. I know you don't either.
That's
At
right.
the Saturday morning tea, we're all about building a community of savvy, informed, marketable healthcare professionals. So like, share, subscribe, and comment to our channels, and let's grow the community together. Mr. Jesse, do you have any closing thoughts for the day?
The only closing thought I have is for Dr. Jasmine, because she had in the comments of studying now. We all know I'm a novice coder. Dr. Jasmine, you are in the right place because you are amongst the most knowledgeable coders you will find. So you in the right place. We will get you wherever you need to be.
Where you need to go. Inpatient side, outpatient side, we got you all around. All right, all right. Well, keep in mind, it could all be so simple when you focus on what truly matters, becoming irreplaceable through expertise, not just credentials. Ah, all right. Well, let's see. We right on time. Look at God. All right. Tune in next tune in next week as we'll be discussing another hot healthcare informational topic, and you won't want to miss it. So see you tea sippers at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Clarice Warner, your girl with the pearls, reminding you that in healthcare, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Protection of your profession, protection of your bag, protection of it all. Remember, really, really, You'll never find it because those codes don't exist anymore, man. We're gone to alphanumeric.
Lord,
Bless
that
your
is
whole heart.
plain diabetes and plain hypertension. Oh
Right.
my
Bless our
God.
whole heart.
Yes.
You studied that long and hard and ingrained it in
Yeah.
your whole spirit. Oh
Look, as they
my
say in
God.
church, look, she got that thing down on the
In
inside.
the inside. And she ain't gonna let it go.
No.
Oh my God. All right, y'all. Remember, be safe, be kind, and don't wish for it, work for it. Oh, we will not have we won't be here next week. I have a funeral next week, and it's the Cincinnati party weekend. It's our
Oh,
music
okay.
festival. So, I'll be gone all weekend. So
Okay.
we won't be here, but we'll be here. And I may drop some things and usually when I'm not here, I drop some things in Patreon. So any special things come up or things y'all need to know, it definitely be for our tea sippers. So again, come on over to the other side. The other side. Let's see. I'm
Okay,
sorry. What
Alika.
she say? Yeah, I'm trying to see. This was very informative and inspirational. My goal is to become an auditor and build a business around. Love, yeah, come
There you
on with the
go.
entrepreneurial spirit. Come on over. Come on over, girl. Come on over. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Well, again, be safe, be kind, and don't wish for it. Work for it. Until next time, take care.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye bye.